I've got a lot of people asking me every single day, when will XRP finally see the moon? What are the next steps? What's about to happen? What do we need to see happening in order to get extremely bullish again? Just in that full-on bull territory of just insane gains and crazy amounts of FOMO. And I think because it's been such a long time since the XRP price is pumped, and since many of you guys have gotten an update on really what's going on right now, I think we're due. So make sure you press that like button and have a little listen. So first of all, let me preface this by saying I've got a good chunk of XRP, and I've been telling you guys for a very long time what exactly my strategy is, which is at this point in the market, I go more towards the smaller and smaller altcoins to make more money on to put back into your long-term holds. I personally think most people that have bought XRP have done so with the intention to hold for a long time, yet only having things for the long term sometimes is not that fun. And people are asking, so what's happening on the short term? What's exciting? Well, I'd say that the most exciting part about XRP, this is before we get into the specifics of the XP ledger, is the lawsuit with regards to Ripple. There are right now a lot of rumors that Gary Gensler is going to be thrown out. But again, it depends on the election. It depends on what happens there, whether or not Gary Gensler stays or goes. With him in the lead right now, it's extremely hard for this Ripple case to finish, it seems at least. And that's causing a lot of stress on XRP because there's always this impeding Ripple fine. How will they pay it? Is that bad for XRP? Is that bad for relationships? Type of FUD that's hovering over. Is that long lasting? No. Does it matter in the grand scheme of things? No, but it's hovering over for sure. Talking a little bit deeper, the lawsuit, we still have to decide basically, or I guess the court has, how much does Ripple have to pay to the SEC for selling XRP to companies? XRP is not a security, sure, but the court said that XRP in some places was sold as a security from Ripple's side. And so the lawsuit, even though for XRP it's over, for Ripple, it's not fully. And we're still waiting for a result on that. And that's why Gary Gensler, what his stance is and where he is at is quite relevant. And so whenever I see rumors of him getting kicked out, I think, hey, let me take a look at that. But at the end of the day, you never really know. When it comes to the XRP ledger though, so what XRP is built on, there's two interesting things. One is there's a lot of new features, a lot of new cool things coming up. And I know they're taking their sweet time. Some things have to be processed again, but it's not like it's sitting still, never making any progress. They're updating. And second is that the XRP ledger is way more versatile than many people realize. There's a lot of things that could be done that have not even been used at all, but that could be used, which is interesting. Right? So point 3 of everything that's going on with XRP right now. I'd say there's a crazy amount of FUD going on right now. FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. A lot of people are very fearful, partially because their investment is not running up like crazy. It only doubled this year-ish, a little bit less than that. And some people are not happy with that. They expected more gains. Understandable. It's crypto. Things move fast. So that's why people are kind of like dissatisfied. People are dissatisfied because they expected more action when the lawsuit was over, and when it didn't come, some more uncertainty came. And some of that uncertainty also came along with the territory of people really now asking questions. What's so special about XRP? Again, guys, I'm not here to play good cop, bad cop with Ripple. I'm just giving you guys the rundown of the way I see it, the way I see the community, the way I see the reactions. And what I notice, because I get so many comments every single day, is a lot of people are wondering what exactly is so special. Whereas a couple years ago, many people had their convictions straight. It changes when the price doesn't reflect what people believe. And now to address the doubt, people have got doubts as to, okay, if it didn't do well yet, will it still do it? If it didn't do well last season, will it do it now? And where I always say that the opportunity lies in that uncertainty and the fact that it didn't push crazy last season, people also have doubts in that. And the idea of if they just bought something else, they would have already made tons of money. Will XRP even make them money at all? So long story short, most people, if we're concluding this, are missing the pump, are missing the excitement, are missing the liveliness. Many things, however, will change as soon as prices go up. It's the simple truth. If you're still with me here, type, yeah, I'm watching this far or something like that. I know most people have the attention span of a freaking shrimp or goldfish, I should say. But for all you guys that are real ones out there, let's be honest here. Most people, they don't know what they're investing into. They don't know anything about anything. They just go with, hey, price up or price down. Price up, good. Price bad, da. Or price down, bad. Most people don't have the capacity to hold for a long time, and I don't mind that. But I will say it again. I personally think that if you're buying XRP, you're not buying it because it's got crazy amounts of momentum. So you're buying it as a value play. You buy it because you understand, well, the previous run didn't do so well. The run before that it did amazing. But the previous run, it was so suppressed that this one, it could have a crazier spike. Regardless of whatever people throw at you. Oh, but Ripple sells so much. Yeah, but they did back then too. And the prospects looked even worse back when XRP had such a crazy pump. Most likely, the moment that we see 50% gains or something like that in a day, which I personally think is going to happen at some point again. Many people that right now are giving up and hating will change their minds again. And I don't mind, because once more at that point it turns from a value play to more of a momentum play. So it's fair and it makes sense. But I always say it just depends on what you're buying it for. Are you buying it as an undervalued gem for a longer term? It makes sense. Are you buying it because it's the next hot thing to do 1000x? It's just not that hot right now, so you better either wait until it's very hot, which means you might be too late to buy cheap, or again, you go for strategy A, which is, well, you can understand the value in it, but it might take longer. And again, this is for you to decide. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just saying I see two different sides of this coin. Here are the two, all right? Side note, I get one question very often, which is, Dusty, why do you very often tell us that we can't talk about how much we've got? Matter of fact, I sometimes show you guys money. I sometimes show you that I might have pretty large sums of money in either a trade or on a staking platform or whatever, or in my account, who knows? And the simple answer is as follows. There's two parts. Part one is, you don't know who's watching, right? I put myself in front of the screen, I know what I'm doing here, and I'm accepting the bad sides of it all. I don't wish that upon anybody who does not deliberately choose to do that. But most importantly, and second of all, is, let's say right now you state, hey, I've got 100,000 XRP. I've got 700 XRP. I don't know. Pick a number. Right now it might be worth jack shit. Like with my Solana, for example, right? But all of a sudden, the price does a 50x. Now you've got a ton of money. There might have been people who were watching you for a very long time. Perhaps it was your friend. Perhaps it was your neighbor. Perhaps it was the IRS. Perhaps it was who knows what, right? What did you gain by telling them how much you had? Unless, again, you see it as something to brag about. And you're like, hey, I want to tell everybody how much I have. And you accept the implications of people knowing you've got money. If that's what you're saying, share it, please. Please do. From my perspective, it's not wise to do so because things can change fast. Your $100,000 right now, which you're not too worrisome for, could be $4 million tomorrow. And all of a sudden, some people, because they look back in the chat logs and they notice, hey, this guy said he's from Texas, all right? He says specifically he's from Austin, and he has a profile picture. I don't want that for anybody. And I know from being in here for a long time that things can change so fast. A lot of people don't realize just how much money they can make in one cycle. Even with an XRP, for example, I get a lot of laughs when I show this chart. And in my own opinion, I understand that people would be skeptical of me saying, whoa, XRP could do some crazy numbers. But I'll tell you real quick that what you're seeing right here is pretty crazy for like, the span of a few weeks or so. But over time, these prices are not that dramatic. They're not that crazy. And I think if XRP goes on a run, it's really not that strange at all. And to some people's perception right now it is, but if XRP had a perfect run back in 2021, for example, and the price back then went to what, $10 or so, similarly to how Ethereum took its $1,400 all-time high and went to like $4,500 3 years later. If XRP did the same, going from $3.50 to $10 or so, then nobody will be looking at this $30 price target, which for Ethereum would be $12,000, as something crazy unachievable, which would be, again, $180,000 or whatever for Bitcoin relatively. But all of a sudden, because it's an altcoin that's not gotten crazy amounts of hype for a little while, people are so skeptical. And I sometimes get people to say, Dusty, but I don't like some fundamental parts of XRP. And to that I can say, okay, sure. First of all, you can skip it. I'm not the freaking ambassador of this coin. I don't care if you buy or sell. It doesn't hurt my pockets. Often people do. And they say, oh, I literally do not care if you buy or sell. What I'm excited about, what I talk to people about, what I think a lot of other people are excited about, doesn't have to excite you. Buy something else. Who gives a crap? Buy whatever you feel is right for you. I've got a ton of XRP and I've got a certain mission with it. If you disagree, don't do it. Because like I said, the hype, it ain't they're just great. I think perhaps once we cross that $1.30 mark, things are going to move a lot faster. You know, these previous levels, specifically if we get over the previous 2021 high levels, it's going to go pretty fast. And I think that's going to easily happen as we get into alt season. But like I was saying, even if you fundamentally don't like it, it doesn't mean you can't make money on something. And it doesn't mean you can't look at the project, look at the value and think, hey, it should be worth more for example, what they've done in the past. Some people will disagree, but I think from a lot of perspectives, it makes sense. But so yeah. I think that's it. I didn't really write anything down, only that I shouldn't forget to talk about Gensler. If you're asking me when moon, I'm going to tell you it's probably going to be after Bitcoin makes some crazy move. It right now is though. Bitcoin is making crazy moves, but XRP usually moves quickly afterwards, right? I think it's going to be when a lot of people give up and a lot of people really don't expect it because the crypto market might be faltering a bit at that point, and all of a sudden XRP grabs its shine. I will not be the guarantor. I don't know if it's going to happen, obviously, which is why you should never bank on one thing. But from a lot of perspectives, it does make a whole bunch of sense. Anyway, you know what? I've said enough. You guys understand my thoughts. You understand what it needs to go crazy again. I'd say one wave of excitement, one pump of sorts, specifically outside of the triangle. And I think things will go pretty hard. My own opinion though, but as Bitcoin now is pumping up, honestly, I think it's written in the stars. But yeah, make sure you press that like button if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys again in another one.